In the early 20th century, the Russian Empire stood as a colossus, a sprawling giant of autocracy and tradition, ruled by Tsar Nicholas II of the House of Romanov. From the gilded halls of the Winter Palace, the dynasty had commanded a sixth of the world's land for 300 years. It seemed eternal, an empire of divine right and unshakable power. But beneath the veneer of imperial splendor, the foundations were rotting. The vast majority of its subjects lived in crushing poverty. Their faith in their little father, the Tsar, stretched to its breaking point. Into this volatile world stepped a figure of mythic proportion, Grigory Rasputin. A Siberian peasant and mystic, he possessed a hypnotic gaze and an uncanny ability to soothe the Tsar's hemophiliac son, Alexei. This power gave him unprecedented influence over the Tsarina Alexandra, and through her, the throne itself. To the Russian people and the nobility, Rasputin was a corrupting force, a mad monk whose debauchery and political meddling symbolized everything wrong with the regime. His presence was a dark stain on the crown, fueling rumors and eroding what little respect remained for the imperial family. The final breaking point was the Great War. In 1914, Russia entered World War I, and the conflict bled the empire white. Millions of men were sent to the front, often ill-equipped and poorly led, to die in the frozen trenches. At home, the economy collapsed. Food became scarce and the cities starved. The war effort was a catastrophic failure, and the blame fell squarely on the Tsar, who had taken personal command of the army, leaving the government in the hands of his deeply unpopular wife and her mystic advisor. By February 1917, the people of Petrograd could endure no more. A protest started by women textile workers demanding bread quickly swelled into a massive citywide strike. Nicholas, misjudging the situation from the front, ordered his troops to fire on the protesters. But this time, the soldiers, weary of war and sympathetic to the suffering masses, refused. They laid down their arms and joined the revolution. The tide had turned irrevocably. With his authority shattered and his capital in the hands of the people, Tsar Nicholas II was forced to abdicate. After 3 centuries of absolute rule, the Romanov dynasty had fallen. A provisional government was formed, but it was weak and failed to address the people's most urgent demands: an end to the war, land for the peasants, and bread for the cities. This power vacuum created the perfect opportunity for a new, more radical force. From exile in Switzerland, Vladimir Lenin, leader of the Bolshevik Party, returned to Russia. He was a brilliant and ruthless revolutionary who promised the people exactly what they wanted to hear: peace, land, and bread. His message resonated with the millions of disillusioned soldiers, workers, and peasants. Throughout the summer of 1917, the Bolsheviks gained support, preparing for their moment. That moment came in October. In a meticulously planned coup, Bolshevik forces, the Red Guards, stormed the Winter Palace and arrested the leaders of the provisional government. There was little resistance. The old world was swept away in a single night, and in its place, Lenin proclaimed the world's first communist state. The fall of the Tsar, however, did not bring peace. It plunged the nation into a brutal civil war and led to a fate the Romanovs could never have imagined. In July 1918, Nicholas, Alexandra, and their 5 children were awakened in the middle of the night, led to a cellar in the city of Yekaterinburg, and executed by a Bolshevik firing squad. Their deaths marked the final bloody end to a dynasty and the birth of the Soviet Union, a new empire that would reshape the world for the rest of the century. Subscribe.